Hello everybody, it's Girl Got Game, and welcome back to Steam Prison. We have finally made it to the DLC route. This boy, Mr. Finn Euclase, our old partner. So, before we begin, I have some explaining to do about how this DLC route works. If you want to skip my blathering, I will leave a timestamp below so you can skip that. But for those of you who are interested, in the PC version of Steam Prison, basically how they handle the DLC is they made it its own game. It's like a separate game from the main game. And I'm going to try to record footage to show you what I mean. But when you start up Steam, you go to this game, you click play, and it'll give you two options. It'll give you an option to play the base game or to play Finn's Route. And they're treated as two separate games. And so that's why in the main game there is no section for Finn or for any of his CGs and stuff. This has all been allocated to its own section. So with that being said, way back when I was doing... what's his name? I can see his face so clearly. He's gonna be so disappointed with me that I've forgotten his name. I want to say, like, Eugene. It's not Eugene. Ulrich. I was gonna say owner. Why is it... Elt. Oh my goodness. Elcreed. Okay, I mean, Eugene is kind of like Elcreed. Anyway. It's 1 in the morning. I probably shouldn't have done this now. But anyway, here we are. You're stuck with 1 a.m. Molly. Okay. So when I was doing Elt's route way back when we first started this game, is what I was trying to start saying, I was like, oh crap, I started the wrong version of the game. And so I'm like, okay, I gotta go in and do the, start of the DLC version and get to Elt's route where I was and start from there. Because I thought this was just like the entire game separate from like the old base game, basically, if that makes any sense. And so I played, I just went like, okay, skip all, doesn't matter if I read it or not, because I had read it in the base game. And then I'm like, oh, okay, well there's this choice that you come to eventually with Finn. And I'm like, oh, I didn't have that in the base game, but that's probably what they added in so that you can start Finn's route. And so I picked the option that's like, no, stay on the base game. But then it just takes you back to the title screen. So I'm like, oh, it's just the DLC route. Ignoring the DLC, it just is like, oh, okay, well, goodbye. Go back to the main menu. Like, oh, okay. So I have to treat this as like 2 games, basically. So there you go. There's my long-winded explanation. All this to say, you'll see choices in here that are highlighted in red, as if I've picked them, because I did pick them way back in the day, trying to get back to Elcreed's route, only to realize there is no Elcreed's route in the Finn DLC. It's just Finn, and only Finn. And there you go. So that's my long-winded explanation. Okay. Hopefully we're on the same page. That probably could have been explained more succinctly and better, but hopefully that made some kind of sense. Okay, well, now that that's out of the way, welcome to Finn's route. We got his lovely music. I don't know what to expect. Finn's been... we've had our rough patches with Finn, I think is fair to say at this point. But I do see why people wanted him to have a happy ending. I do understand. So, I'm gonna reserve judgment, and we'll take his route as it is, and we'll see how it's handled, because I don't know how we help this boy once he joins the Hounds. I just don't know. I have no idea. There hasn't been a route yet where he hasn't joined the Hounds. So unless something crazy happens and we're like gonna stay in the Heights thanks to the graces of Saint Une, I don't know. Okay, so let's begin again when things were good. Our parents were still alive, we were engaged to somebody else, and our partner hadn't gone crazy yet. Okay, Finn, take it away. Good morning. It's an honor to serve with you. Finn! Thank God you're here. You're my savior.
Savior?
My gallant knight, come to save me from obnoxious parents. Great job, Finn. You'll make it far in the Force.
Thank you. But I'm not a knight. I don't understand what's happening, but I'm glad if I could be of service to you. Let's go, then.
Sure. Time to protect peace and fight crime.
Yes,
Finn agreed, smiling softly. Finn's last name was Euclase, and he was a rank 1 officer at the temple, like me. Under ordinary circumstances, police officers always patrolled in pairs. Finn was my partner, and we had been serving together since the beginning. He was 4 years older than I was, though. Despite our ages, I thought of him as a younger brother because of his gentle and quiet personality. Oh, right, I forgot about that. Well, you're in the younger brother zone. If Finn hadn't arrived, who knows how that would have ended. Marriage. I didn't actually forget about trying on the dress. I mulled over what my parents had said, sighing. Finn didn't hide his worry as he walked beside me, asking questions in his timid way.
Has something happened between you and your parents?
Yeah, they told me to go and try on some dress again. Why are you laughing?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's unusual to see you frustrated by anything, Lady Cyrus. It's amusing. I may not fully understand, since I'm a man, but is trying on a dress difficult?
Nah, I don't hate it because it's difficult. Oh, when I said dress, I meant wedding dress.
Wedding. I see. You're not particularly interested in marrying Lady Cyrus.
Not particularly? Not at all is more like it. Don't you think it's pretty annoying?
I don't know. My friend's sister was looking forward to it for a long time.
Looking forward to it? It's just a pain, isn't it? First there are all those meetings, like when you see him for the first time. Then you have to prepare for some stupid ceremony. There's so much dumb stuff for something that's just meant to continue the family. Trying on the dress is just a part of that. I've had to try on a whole bunch already. I'm not a doll, you know. I want to focus on police duties instead. I feel like that's better for myself and for the country. Don't you agree?
That's all very like you.
Of course it is. I said it. I nodded at Finn in agreement. The problem is my parents. Especially my mother. She's just way too happy. You'd think it was her who was getting married, not me.
Yes, well, I can't blame her. Your husband, he's from a good family, isn't he?
Lord Fitzgerald Evans, yes.
Evans? That's more than just a good family, then. They live in an entirely different world from me.
What are you talking about? I'm marrying a human, not a saint. This time.
I suppose. But the Evans family are peers of the realm. I would hesitate to even talk to them.
Are they really that imposing? Nobility only really exists in name these days. Even my family has some titles.
It isn't merely a name. I'm sure your manners are a different class to mine. Not that I would be able to tell, being low-born. At any rate, it is a fortuitous marriage, I think.
Yeah, for the Testella family, anyway. But for me?
You hesitate.
I gave Finn a pained grin. The people marry whoever the government designates and have children. I understand that this is very important for the future of the country, but as a wife, it will be expected for me to quit my job when it's time for me to devote myself to motherhood. But when I think about having to leave the work I love, even temporarily in the not-so-distant future, all I feel is annoyed.
I see.
I wish I was like you.
Like me?
Yeah, like you. Men aren't as directly involved with the business of parenting when they're fathers as women have to be as mothers. You don't have to stop away from your job. You don't have to sacrifice your own desires for society. I wish I'd been born a man.
That wouldn't be ideal.
Why not?
Because... Well... Because you are who you are. I can't imagine any other Lady Cyrus.
Finn?
Anyway, I prefer the current Lady Cyrus, so please don't talk like that about yourself. I'm sorry.
Finn? He apologized again and bowed his head. You are so stupidly serious. He was older, taller, and stronger physically than me. But I couldn't remember a time when he wasn't soft-spoken, second-guessing himself with every word. I suppose it shows how honest he is. Finn, aren't you forgetting something? I poked him in the side. He turned his head towards me. I'm your colleague. I've already told you a few times that you shouldn't call me lady. Finn covered his mouth with his right hand, startled by his own habitual mistake.
I'm sorry. As the daughter of the Tistella family, Lady Cyrus... I mean, you live in a different world from me, Cyrus, so I...
All right. I know you care deeply about a person's birth and bloodline, but right now I'm your colleague. Your partner. It puts me on edge to be called Lady Cyrus by you all the time. Can you at least try to be a little less stiff?
Yes, I shall. Cyrus.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to try it. Wow, that makes me blush.
Really? Finn?
Yes.
Finn. Finn. Finn.
What is it?
I'm trying to understand you. I'm not blushing, though. Finn. I forgot how cute these two goobers were in the beginning.
I'll be the one blushing again if you keep saying my name.
I see. I still don't get it. Oh well. Let's go, Finn.
Roger.
At the center of our country was the temple. Almost all public servants, including the police officers, worked inside its walls. It had been 2 years since I became a rank 1 police officer. Going to the temple every day had become familiar routine. Sorry to keep you waiting, Finn. Here's our patrol route for today.
I see. It's around the market.
Doesn't your family live around here? We could drop by.
No,
Ah, Testella, Euclase. I've been looking for you.
Sir Cordoa, you're so close. The large frame of Cordoa Hassa swayed towards us. A rank 3 police officer, he was our direct superior. What is it, Sir Cordoa?
As I'm sure you remember, the rank 2 promotion examinations concluded recently. I want to discuss the results.
He turned and began to walk away again immediately. Examination results aren't exactly something we can talk about in the hallway. I glanced at Finn and we followed Sir Cordoa together. Ah, our old room with Inez. What kind of room is this?
Quarters for foreign visitors. The meeting rooms are all in use right now. We'll use this room for the moment.
these are certainly well appointed for guests. That bed looks very soft.
I wish they'd funnel the money they spend on this into our equipment instead. Oh well. Are you ready to hear the results of your promotion examinations?
Yes, always.
You seem very composed, Testella.
Nothing I do will change things now. I did everything I could. I'll accept whatever result I get.
I would have expected nothing less of you, Testella. Euclase, on the other hand...
The promotion examination. I'm starting to sweat.
Finn, for the love of God.
Euclase is also being his usual self. Well, on to the results. Testella, Euclase... You've both passed! Congratulations!
Really? We did it, Lady Cyrus! I mean, Cyrus.
Yeah! Good job, Finn. You worked hard.
No, I didn't do...
Oh no, I'm not letting you get away with that. I know you studied so much that you went without sleep.
Well, I didn't want to be a burden on you.
A burden? Finn, you need to take more pride in what you do. You're more competent than you think. Just the other day...
Please wait until later with the chatter. I still have more to say.
Oh, apologies. Please continue, Sir Cordoa. He nodded and handed each of us a white envelope.
This is your provisional promotion certificate. Try not to lose it until you receive the real one. This serves another purpose as well. It's an observation permit for the depths.
The depths. Finn and I both gulped when we heard that word. The depths where we send our criminals?
Precisely. Every officer who passes the promotion examination must then undertake an observation mission. Once you come back, you will officially be rank 2 officers.
I see.
You're asking the two of us to go into a den of criminals? Isn't that dangerous?
I couldn't blame Finn for being afraid. The depths were a long way from our country. Everyone I knew had been taught from a young age to fear the depths. When I was a little girl, my father used to tell me that if I did something bad, he would send me into the depths, where the demons live. I knew that if ordered, I would go. I suspect we are sent there precisely because it is dangerous. Am I correct, Sir Cordoa?
Yes. After promotion, you will be given important assignments. We may require you to handle extremely vile criminals in future, and it is imperative that you see where we send them.
I understand. Finn, you're going as well, right?
Yes, I can do it.
Pull yourself together. You won't be going alone. I'll be there with you. The two of us can handle it, don't you think?
Yes. I think I'll be fine when I'm with you, Cyrus.
Relax, Euclase. We have a guide for you there.
A guide?
Yes. There are guards that keep the criminals in check. They'll protect you. Almost everyone who goes on these observation missions comes back in one piece. You'll be fine as long as you don't do anything foolish.
Almost everyone, huh? I'm a competent sword fighter. I'll protect myself and Finn.
I will protect you too, Cyrus. Even at the cost of my life.
Excellent. Your observation mission begins tomorrow. The details are on your temporary permit. Please read it carefully.
Roger. After Sir Cordoa left, Finn murmured something about the depths. Maybe the criminals aren't running the show there, but I can't imagine it's a safe place. Let's both be on our guard. Finn nodded at me, then put the envelope away. We can make plans for tomorrow later. We have work to do today. Off to work. I wonder why Finn didn't want us to pop in to see his family. Looks like it's as quiet as usual.
The daytime shifts are good like that. Nothing much happens.
As rank 1 officers, the majority of our assignments were patrols. We just had to do rounds of the inner city, resolving anything that might require our attention. We won't have the chance to patrol as often once we're promoted.
Probably. I hear that rank 2 is mostly office work and investigations. Do you like this better?
Yeah, I like these assignments. Of course it's important to investigate big crimes, but I like being on patrol and looking at things the same way as ordinary citizens. It feels very meaningful.
Always faithful, huh?
Yeah, always faithful. As police officers, we serve the people. I want to remember that even if I get promoted.
You look as dashing as always, my lady.
Hi. Lord Fitzgerald. I turned. I knew this man. His name was Fitzgerald Evans, the worst. He was the heir apparent of the Evans family and worked as a secretary for his politician father, Warner Evans, also the worst. He was also my betrothed. I don't dislike him, but we'd met each other a few times, even before our engagement, but hadn't been well acquainted. We'd spent our childhoods in the same schoolhouse and occasionally conversed at dinner parties. He was a pleasant, soft-spoken man. There was little to find disagreeable about him, but that doesn't make me want to marry him. Since the prospect of marrying him did not sit well with me, even talking on the street with him made me a little uncomfortable.
I would have liked to invite you for tea, but it seems you're working. A pity.
Yes, perhaps another time. Fitzgerald agreed with a smile. Then he turned to Finn.
Good day. You are... My apologies, I've forgotten your name.
Oh, I'm Finn Euclase.
Ah, yes. Your family owns the Euclase Company. It's amusing, really. The Testellos and the Euclases are both well-respected lineages, and yet neither of their children are joining the family business.
I fail to see the strangeness. We are guaranteed professional freedom by law.
Yes, but ordinarily children follow in the steps of their parents. Most choose the safest and most stable route.
Well...
Oh, I apologize. I didn't mean to upset you. If this is what you hoped and wished for, then I think it's wonderful that you were able to pursue it. Excuse me. Good day, my lady.
Yes, good day to you. I liked black tea, but I did not feel drinking it with Lord Fitzgerald. I just don't feel it. The pressures of protocol and suitable conversation would have made me feel self-conscious. Good thing I'm on duty right now. I watched Lord Fitzgerald walk away and deflated with relief.
He's pretty cool.
Really?
Absolutely. He's very refined and kind. And despite his high birth, he talked to me.
I see. If you like him so much, maybe you should marry him.
What? But I can't!
Why aren't you so serious? I know you can't. You'd make a nice pair with how highly you think of him, that's all.
I only gave credit where it's due. Do you dislike him, Lady Cyrus?
Don't call me a lady. Finn gave me another quick apology. In response to his question, I shook my head. I don't dislike him. I think he's very agreeable. I'm surprised he was paired with a tomboy like me. It's not that I can't accept him personally. It's that I can't accept having to marry.
Cyrus.
I can't spend all my days complaining, though. This marriage is ordained by law. As a police officer, I uphold the law. What kind of police officer would I be if I don't accept this? All right. This evening, I'm going to try on the wedding dress. Will you come with me, Finn?
Gladly.
Thanks, that'll help. What a bro. If the country's going to pick my husband for me, why can't it pick my wedding dress too? If it decided everything for me, I could just accept my fate.
Think of it like thorough foot patrols. Not everything can be made better by making it more efficient.
I see. I suppose you have a point.
So when is the marriage ceremony?
Beats me.
What? It's your wedding.
Well, It's not very high priority for me. Finn gave me an exasperated smile. I can't blame him for being a little fed up. The conversation was starting to feel awkward. I decided to change the topic. Right, what about you? Finn looked at me quizzically. I ran into your father the other day. He told me your own wedding has been postponed.
Yes. I didn't feel I was secure enough yet to marry.
Secure?
I wasn't sure whether I could be head of a household as a rank 1 officer. We use an exception in the law to postpone the wedding. Oh, we talked to the other family about it, of course. They understand that it's important I have a stable life first.
An exception in the law? I see. I didn't realize that was possible.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Don't mind me. A stable life, huh? Well, you passed the promotion exam. That should do wonders for your salary.
Oh. Yes, I suppose. The government might withdraw the postponement once I'm promoted, since it doesn't fit the population plan.
I see. Haha! Finn's getting married.
Why is that so funny?
I'm laughing because I'm pleased. My wonderful partner is getting married. Congratulations.
I'm not so sure. Besides, you don't even like your own wedding.
No, that's a completely different situation. You're 4 years older than I am. Our ranks might be the same, but I'm going to use you as a mentor and learn from your example. Walk proudly into the harbor of marriage, Finn. I'll follow in your footsteps eventually.
You're clearly making fun of me. But I'll do my best.
Yes, I have high hopes. So what's she like, the woman you're marrying? So far you've always deflected that question. You better spit it out now.
She...
Ah! Did you hear that? Something happened. There! The woman! Well, good timing, Finn. Are you hurt, my lady?
I'm okay, but
What happened?
that man took my bag!
We looked in the direction she was pointing. We could only see his back, but he was carrying what looked like a bag. Finn, let's get him!
Roger!
It's hard to squeeze through this crowd. I took my whistle and blew as hard as I could. The crowd parted at the sound. Thank you!
Let's split up! Cyrus, go straight here!
Finn ran into a side road. Finn knows more about this area than I do. Hoping he would be able to find his way back to me, I kept following our target. Surrender! If you give yourself up quietly, you won't...
You won't catch me!
What? The man began to throw items at me from the street stalls. I had to be careful not to trip over anything underfoot. Theft alone wasn't enough? You had to add obstruction of justice and property damage? You won't escape! I raced down the street after the man. I was closing in on him. I can do this! Just as he was almost in my grasp, he threw the bag at me. What? The bag sailed through the air over my head, landing behind me. I'm supposed to retrieve the bag, but if I stopped to pick up the bag, he would escape. I had to choose between that and catching him. So there you go, there's an option I picked before. And I'm gonna do that one again, I think. I'll let Finn catch him. I don't want to give up the chase, but returning the bag was our priority. As I turned, a large shadow loomed beside the man.
You're not getting away! Ah!
Nicely done, partner. The shadow was Finn. He slammed into the man's side and pinned him to the ground.
You have the right to remain silent. Everything you say can be used against you. You have the right to seek a lawyer.
Finn read the man his rights, restraining him despite his struggles. I watched them as I picked up the bag. Nice work, Finn.
Thank you. I'm glad the bag is undamaged.
Yeah, let's return it to its owner.
All right. You, stand up.
The man was kneeling on the ground. Finn made him get to his feet. The man moved slowly, resigned to his fate. Finn took a deep breath. I saw something white in his hair and reached for it.
What is it?
There's something in your hair. A feather?
Oh, I ran through a chicken shed on the way.
A chicken shed?
Yes, it was a shortcut. I was able to lie in wait here.
I see. A geographical advantage.
If you want to get pretentious about it, then sure. I'm blushing.
Finn laughed uncomfortably and ruffled through his own hair. All right, let's go back to the lady.
Yes.
Madam. Hello, we've caught the criminal and retrieved your bag. It seems to be undamaged. Would you please check the contents just in case?
Yes, it's all there. Thank you. How can I repay this?
You don't need to. It's our job as police officers to keep the peace in this town. I threw a glance at Finn. He realized what I wanted and straightened out his back. Everyone, thank you for your assistance in apprehending this criminal. Finn and I both put our left hands on the hilt of our swords and saluted. The crowd applauded. A lot of people sneer at patrol work. There wasn't much I valued more than that applause and the happiness of those I protected. I loved my job. And I'm dang good at it too. Handing him over took longer than I expected.
Yes. I couldn't believe how many other offenses there were on record.
Got that right. We can be proud of ourselves for catching someone like that. Let's make this country a better place together.
Yes.
Why, hello there. You look as fired up as always, honey.
This man. One of the most useless side characters. I told you before not to call me that. A man called Man, I really dyslexied that. A man called Sankabolt Ark walked towards us with an easygoing air. He was a rank 1 officer as well, and our colleague. He was a reasonably good officer, but his personality generated a lot of friction. I really hate this man. I couldn't just ignore him, though. I swallowed down my ire as I spoke to him. Being passionate about one's work hardly seems bad.
Absolutely, honey. Thanks for your dedication. It raises the prestige of the entire police force when you two work like hamsters in a wheel. But you know, you're a woman. Sooner or later you'll get married or something and leave. Then our arrest numbers will fall again and all that hard-won prestige goes down the drain.
What are you getting at?
I'm saying that this isn't the place for you.
I bit my lip so I wouldn't snap back at him. Ark snorted and turned his attention towards Finn.
You sure have it rough, Finn. I feel for you, having to escort the princess around while she acts like a lawkeeper. Seriously, you got the shortest of straws.
Ark!
Oh, did I get that wrong? You seem pretty happy hanging out with her. Like a little kid running after his mother.
You dare to insult not only me, but Finn as well? You will pay for this.
Oh boy, you should put that away again. I say that for your sake. I'm not the one in danger here. If you injure me, getting kicked out of the force is going to be the least of your troubles.
He's right. Please sheathe your sword.
But...
Please calm down. Let's go, Cyrus.
Fine.
And a good day to you, model officers.
I really hate that man. His sarcastic laughter rang behind us. We stayed side by side as we checked our orders for the next day, as if we were still on duty.
It's not as crowded here this late in the day.
Why did you stop me? I came to a halt as I asked the question, but Finn kept moving forward.
Stop you?
His steps paused and he turned to look at me. I could see in his expression that he was waiting for me to clarify. I'm talking about earlier. Why did you stop me? Why didn't you find a way to retaliate? Finn gave a quiet murmur. I knew he understood what I meant. But even if he understood, he showed no sign of being troubled by it. He was insulting you. Aren't you upset?
Insults like that mean nothing to me. I'm used to them.
Used to them? Finn nodded, giving me an uncomfortable grin. Then he took a step towards me.
I'm less intelligent and less talented than most, and I know it. I failed the police employment exam twice. I would be useless in the field without you.
Finn.
It's all right. I don't care what other people say about me. As long as I can work with you, I'm happy. That's why I stopped you. I didn't want you or your future to be under any kind of threat because of someone like him. I apologize if you didn't want me involved.
Well, well. I can't be angry at you for wanting the best for me, can I? We've worked together for a long time. You probably know this, but I can be a bit reckless sometimes.
A bit?
Are you trying to say something?
Oh, no. A little reckless. I agree.
Yes, a little reckless. Not very reckless. Just a little. Probably. Anyway. I do my best to work on it, but objectivity doesn't always come naturally to me. I've been grateful that you're there so many times. So don't think of yourself as useless. I wouldn't be here without you. I wouldn't have taken the promotion exam either. Finn, I'm glad you're my partner.
Lady Cyrus. Oh.
I told you not to call me that. Gosh. Finn was invaluable to me on so many occasions. If he hadn't been with me, who knows what I'd have done. Perhaps Ark would be injured now at my hand. I knew how lucky I was to have a partner like Finn. Well then, off to battle.
Battle?
Yes, I need to try on that dress we talked about.
Ah, I see. Are you sure you want me there? I don't know anything about women's clothes.
Of course. It's essential that you're there with me. I can overcome any hardship with you.
That sounds like hyperbole, but I'm still honored. And I want you to know that when I'm with you,
I think the tailor is over there. After me, Finn!
Yes! Oh, man.
Aw, so close, Finn, so close. It'll be your turn soon. This dress is so tight. The tailor said it was custom fitted, but I think he also said it would be uncomfortable at first. They'd taken my measurements a few months earlier. I didn't want to believe I'd gained weight in the interim. Preposterous. I don't like the dresses at home to begin with, and this is a whole other level. I looked at myself in the mirror. I have no idea if this looks good or bad. Therefore... Finn, are you there?
Yes, what is it?
Yay! I wonder if we'll actually see a wedding between these two at the end. How does it look?
Cyrus?
I wanted to know if you think it looks good. Your reaction made the answer quite obvious. That'll be enough. Thank you.
Enough? What do you mean? Hey, answer me, please. I can't pull the curtain back. Please.
You didn't know what to say because it looks so bad, right?
No! No. Not at all. I was just startled. Can I see it again?
You don't have to be considerate.
I'm not trying to be considerate. I swear on my sword that I will tell you the truth. Please let me see it again.
How is it?
It's beautiful. Very beautiful.
Finn. Of course it is. He's mumbling. I didn't want to doubt him, but he seemed like the type to lie so as not to hurt someone's feelings. I suspected he wasn't telling the truth. Finn, is that the truth?
Of course! I was lost for how to describe it properly, that's all. It's very beautiful. It really is. If I had to compare you to something, I would pick a fairy. A brilliant, beautiful fairy straight from a fairy tale.
Finn mumbled an apology. It amused me to see his large frame fidget around uncomfortably. I laughed.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have called you a fairy. I'm sorry.
How often are you planning to apologize? Well, I suppose you must be telling the truth. Thank you, Finn.
Okay. You're welcome.
It got pretty dark.
Yeah. You did well at the tailor's.
It sure was exhausting. Especially with my hair getting tangled up in the dress when I tried to take it off. Thanks for your help there, Finn.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I went into the changing room.
You did it for me. There's nothing to apologize for.
Yes, but it was very rude of me to barge in as you changed. I will try to better myself.
I told you that it's fine. You're honestly more dexterous than I thought.
No. Anybody calm could have done that for you.
I couldn't do it alone, that's for sure. Not as carefully as you did. I probably just decided to heck with it and cut off my hair. Big mood. Thank you, Finn. Finn smiled at me. The whole ordeal was a chore, but at least it's over and done with. I happily chattered away. Sorry that you have to come so far in this direction to walk me home. I know you live the other way.
I don't mind. It means you're not walking alone at night.
You don't have to worry about me. I can protect myself with my sword.
Yes, I know. But I can't help it. I still worry. I don't want to imagine you in danger.
Finn?
You're my partner. You're a part of my life. I want to be able to protect you sometimes, Cyrus.
All right. But the same goes for me as well. We're equals. We protect each other. Don't hesitate to let me be there for you, too.
Okay. Thank you.
I've got an idea. Would you like to come to my house for dinner? I want to pay you back for how much time you spent with me after work.
I'd love to, but I've still got so much to do for tomorrow.
Oh, I see. We're going to the depths tomorrow. I should make some preparations, too. Tomorrow is probably going to be exhausting. Do you want to eat with me the next time we have a day off, then?
Yes, I'd like that. If it's not too much trouble.
Of course it isn't. I'll tell the servants to make a huge feast.
Thank you. I look forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Sorry for taking up so much of your time. Take care on the way home.
I will. See you tomorrow.
Finn made a little bow and began to walk away. Slowly he faded into the darkness of the night. Well, time to go in.